Hey, what's up, traders? This is the watch list video for Friday, July 1st. Quick reminder, this is a summer trading week sandwiched in between two holiday weeks, right? We had a holiday last week, and then the markets closed Monday coming up as well. So you already have dead markets in the summer, and then sandwiched between two holiday weeks, it is really dead out there. So anyway, we had a gap down in the SPY. We closed slightly above the open. We actually had kind of a wide range. There is the gap down, the sell off. I think the Dow was down like 600 points at this point, and I don't know if that maybe the Dow went green at one point up here, um, and I'm not even sure where. Let me see if I can figure out where it closed. Closed maybe down 225 if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And the SPY closed barely above the open after all that wild stuff, right? So anyway, um, couple shout outs from the chat room today. REV was on the morning gap playlist. Let's go to 2 minute candles. Um, I think it was Jonathan L that gave the red to green idea when it looked like when it looked like this, which is basically back through the open here. That's what, for the purpose of the way we trade, red to green means back through the open. It has nothing to do with the previous day's close. A lot of people view it as related to the previous day's close. So anyway, that would be back up through 523 with the high of day just above at 528, and then you had yesterday's high above that as another potential catalyst. So I nailed this one. I got long at 525 and just scaled out into the strength, and then I was back out flat my last few shares, but I had a neat little trade in that. And then I called it long after Jonathan L's call. Second mouse back through 550, which had triggered right there and went pretty quickly to 590. And you can see how quickly things reverse. So you got to sell into spikes and tighten up your stop on the rest, assuming you're scaling out like I do. Once I take some profits, I play hard defense on the rest so I don't end up turning a green trade into a red trade. And that's what we teach in our course as well. So those are a couple calls in REV. Lewis called Redbox, a guy in our chat room called Redbox 750 second mouse. I'll show you that setup. So Redbox kind of ripped straight out of the gate. It was on the morning gap playlist as well. And Lewis's idea was right there on this green candle back through 750 with the high of day above, and it took out the high of day. Again, we sell into that. So from 750, it went pretty quickly to 780. No, I'm sorry, 796, which is a nice percentage move for a day trader. Came back down to the entry, so I'm not counting. You'll notice on the highlight page, I didn't put that the high after Lewis's call was 865 because we got our pop and it came back to the entry, and that's when we're playing defense and back out. It did make another move. I almost called it as it was flagging right here back through the highs, but it just didn't feel like an A-plus setup, and it actually made a better move than after Lewis's call. But anyway, a couple highlights from chat. And then lastly, I called EVFM. Go to 5 minute candles here. Actually, I need to go to 2 minute candles because my 5 minute candle chart is screwed up. So there's the opening high right at 94.5 cents. We'll just round that up to 95. So my idea was opening range breakout on this recent high flyer back through the highs, and right there it breaks 95 and ends up going all the way to $1.20. Percentage-wise, that's a really nice move. So there's another highlight from the room. And now I'm going to go into what we're watching for tomorrow, and I'll just start with this EVFM. Strong enough today that I definitely want to watch it tomorrow. AFIB gapped up, 4 sessions ago, topped out at 121, and it's starting to curl back up. So I'm going to look for a possible long setup there tomorrow. XAIR, pretty interesting to me because he had this pop back here, which is only about a week ago, to 741. Then the next day it topped out at 702, sold off, and then today actually hit that whole number 7. So I like this back through 7 that could easily get it to run through or to the 741. And if it gets over that, could squeeze, right? So I like the looks of this one. IMTE. I don't like the looks of this one. It's not a pretty chart, right? It's really, really ugly, but I will show you something interesting. Talked about it yesterday going out near the highs, and then today actually had a pretty nice move from a low of like 330-ish all the way to 4 and flagged ever since. So it's interesting to me because we've got a possible whole number break tomorrow, which would also be a break of today's high, and maybe get some more momentum because it is so beaten up that maybe it's just up from here, right? Anyway, it goes on a chart. DWAC doesn't look like much. Kind of an ugly chart, but it's been beaten up, beaten senseless, and then put in a green candle today, and I'll show you like 15-minute candles. You can see it did have nice volume this morning. Had a big spike the other day on news, and then sold off again, but had pretty good volume today and held up fairly well. So it's interesting to me. Maybe back through 25 tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on it. CLVS is just one I've been watching. Had this nice pop and it's kind of coiling sideways, trying to curl up. So I'm going to put that on long watch. TKLF. Nobody could find any news. Let me zoom in. You can see the big volume today. Closing well off its highs, though. We're going to watch that one tomorrow. LYT, as ugly as a chart as you can get, right? But 3 sessions ago, it was 42.65. I guess I could say 4 sessions ago, it was 47, and now it's $4. $4-ish. And I'm just going to put it on bounce watch, and if we get an A+ bounce play setup, you might get some short covering and then also some bottom feeders coming in. So it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. We'll see if it gives us the setup. AMD back on bounce watch. Now Micron MU reported after hours. Let me glance at it real quick. Closed at 55.28. It's trading at 53.80 right now. Went down to almost 50. So it's actually incurring a decent bounce in after hours. So back to AMD. I already had it on bounce watch. It's kind of got that little bit of shape change. Kind of an ugly daily. Just going to watch for a bounce tomorrow. Right now it's trading 76.24 in after hours. So we'll see if you get a bounce play setup. Not an investor here. I'm a day trader. So if we get a bounce play setup, I will take a trade in it. But I do not hold overnight. I always make the joke I don't even hold my wife overnight. RH, Restoration Hardware. I think they've lowered guidance like twice this month or something. But it's still pretty beaten up. Just 4 sessions ago, it was 271. And now it hit a low today of 207 something. So I'm going to put it on bounce watch. If the market bounces, this one might too. But I'll tell you what, retail is getting devastated. Let me think what I was looking at today. Burlington Coat Factory, that whole group. Look how ugly that is. Just go back to the beginning of the year. It was 290. It's 136. You could just go. I could go on and on. TJ Maxx, Ross Stores, all those retailers. They are just beaten senseless. So I picked a couple retailers, RH and VSCO. VSCO is probably my favorite retailer of all time, just because I like their catalogs. That you get in the mail, their flyers. So I am going to watch this one also. You got that straight down for 4 days. Again, if retail bounces, this is a good one to watch. And who doesn't want to make money trading VSCO if it sets up? All right, anyway, I'm done babbling. We'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.